In this video, I'll show how you can combine the usage of a few basic geometric constructions to solve a more complex problem. In this case, that problem is going to be to construct a 75-degree angle. Now, with the constructions I already have, really the only values I'm able to construct are 60 degrees via that equilateral triangle and 90 degrees through a couple of ways because I have several perpendicular constructions, and perpendicular lines will give me a 90-degree angle. But my goal is to get to 75 degrees, so I'm actually going to have to incorporate another construction, and that's going to be bisecting. So I can bisect each of these angles, and so I'll take 60 degrees for example. If I were to bisect 60 degrees, I would get a 30-degree angle. Well, I'm also able to bisect that 30-degree angle, and that will give me a 15-degree angle. Now, hopefully you see that if I take the original 60-degree angle and combine it with the 15, that will give me a 75-degree angle. So now I've outlined the strategy that I'm going to use over here. Now I know what two pieces I'm going to have to combine, and now I know I actually have to incorporate another construction, which is copying an angle. So first things first is I'm going to need a 60-degree angle to work with, and that's going to require me to construct an equilateral triangle. So I'll go through that basic construction. Start off with a line segment. Use the compass to match up the length of the line segment you created. And then draw arcs from both of the endpoints so that they overlap. So there's my intersection. If I connect the endpoints, I will have the equilateral triangle. And more importantly, I'll have the 60-degree angle that I need to get started. So I have three 60-degree angles that I can actually use. 60, 60, and 60. Even incorporated some geometric markings there. Well, now, I'm not actually looking for a 60-degree. I do want a 60-degree, but I also need this 15-degree angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bisect one of these 60-degree angles to get this 30-degree angle. So it's a little bit bigger, so I'll go further out. Start by drawing the arc, and then you want to have an overlap out here in the middle to find where that point is that I'm going to connect with the vertex, and there it is. So now I want to connect the vertex of the 60-degree angle with the intersection I made with the arcs. And now I have two 30-degree angles down here, 30 on the top and 30 on the bottom. Well, I'm not looking for 30. I want to divide that in half again to get to the 15, because the 15 is what's going to lead me to the 75. So I'm actually going to repeat this construction on one of the smaller angles. Now, what I want to point out is I can start off the construction the same way and go through all the steps, but I've actually already made an arc that intersects twice. If you look, on this 30-degree angle, I already have two endpoints I can use. So just to save myself some time, all I need to do is the overlap now out here that's going to connect to the vertex. So there's some little shortcuts along the way that you can do with some more complex constructions. So now when I connect, this will be my 30-degree angle. And just because I'm curious, I'm going to see how close to 30 degrees this actually is. Or sorry, 15 degrees. 15 degrees. And wow, that's actually pretty accurate. Almost right on there. All right, so I have my 30 degrees and I have a 60 degrees. So let's go ahead and copy those down here at the bottom. Let's make a nice, clean final presentation. So I'm start with a ray, and I'm going to do a copying angle with the 60 degrees, one of the 60-degree angles. So you start off by drawing an arc. On both the original angle and the new ray that I've drawn. Then you use the compass to measure the width there, and so I got that length right here, that width between the two intersections. And then I'll copy that down here, and this will be my 60-degree angle. I've copied the 60 degrees. Well, now this is only 60, I need to tack on 15 degrees more. So this is where I'm going to want to bring in this little angle right here. So same thing. Start with an arc. Make sure it goes through both sides. And now I'm just going to tack it on to the bottom down here. So I'm going to go downwards. Remember to overestimate. You don't want to come up short. Now this one's going to be tiny, so there's some room for inaccuracy here. But you want to measure the width with the compass across. Alright, this is going to be a little tough. Alright, that's probably the best that I can do right there. And then you want to mark off that same distance down here at the bottom. Alright, and now I have an intersection to connect. That looks to be pretty close. Now, 60 on the top, 15 on the bottom. That gives me an overall angle of 75 degrees. And just out of curiosity, let's see how close I really got. Alright, let's take a look. I'm a little off. It looks like I hit 76 degrees. And, I expected a little bit of inaccuracy because look how tiny this angle is right here. And copying it, the smaller of measurements you're working with, a lot more room for error there is. But yeah, I still ended up with close enough. The markings, there's a lot of them, but if you take it step by step, it's not really overwhelming. So that's the process for constructing a 75-degree angle.